I'd better be there with you.
Ah!
Right.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, I'm a geek. You are watching Kevin the Geek and welcome to the latest episode of Goodnight Sweetheart. Now just in case you didn't see my monthly plans video at the start of the month, obviously Goodnight Sweetheart is normally on a weekly basis. What I am going to be doing next week is I am going to be doing a double upload because the week after there wouldn't have been an episode anyway because it's the Super Geek week. The week after, when we're sort of in the build up to Halloween, I've decided to move the episode that would have been in that week to next week instead to do it as a double upload, just so I can do a couple of extra kind of Halloween-based related content at the end of the month. So that's the only reason. So one episode this month, two next month, and then we're back to our normal schedule next month. For now, we are doing series 4, episode 7, and on October the 7th of 1943, it was the very first movie featuring the famous cinematic dog Lassie in the movie Lassie Comes Home. I didn't know that Lassie was that old in comparison, so that's something new I've learnt on this occasion. But this episode is called Easy Living, something that Gary hasn't been able to do that much of lately. Obviously, I guess we might have to deal with the fallout of Yvonne's miscarriage from last time out. That was tough. Let's see what we get. A new day is dawn. It's a proper bachelor's pad, this, isn't it? So he's basically buying loads of stuff so that she gets a load of junk, basically, and so that there's no money for her. Okay, I guess that's one way to go about it. Yep. Bitchy. Yeah. Lucky them. Yeah, loaded tat. No, dude, you've already got 2 birds. A what experience? Hmm. Ron? Oh, she avoided the question. Permanently? Oh. So you didn't decide to take as much sick leave and get as much sick pay out of them as you could. You just thought, sorry, I'll just give up my paid employment and stop working. Oh, come on! If they're going to offer you paid health leave or sick leave for something like that as well, for like a miscarriage, surely you'd like to think they're going to pay big, to look after you. And then at the end you go, sorry, see you later. Thank you very much. I can't go back to work. Oh, okay. She's like a horny teenager, isn't he? That is the thought of him being able to see Phoebe again. What? Yeah, I bet you do. Get Rich to do it. Oh, oh God. The what? Oh, here we go. Ah. Ah. Yes. That's a, has Yvonne ever been in the shop before? I'm trying to think. I can't remember if she has been in the shop before. God, what if she manages to find the time portal? That will be interesting. Nice. What? Top of it, what? That's rich. Thank you. At least the speed now makes sense. Just tell them to shut up. It's a Saturday, isn't it? Well, why were they playing? None. Damn. Ask Reg. Whoa! Jesus Christ. Oh, is that him? Is that the sergeant? Whoa! Yep, that's a fair reaction. No. How though? How do you enjoy time travel? No, you're a bag of wind. Females of the opposite gender. Really? Are you sure about that? No. Reg. Come on! How could you not? Oh my god! Seriously? Seriously? Oh, this show winds me up sometimes. And that is the most frustrating of all. It's like, oh, oh god, if you're saying that you need a best man. But one of two things either happening. Either he does not want the wedding to go ahead, or he's doing it to wind people up. Me included in this one, because if there's any person that can only be the one and only single person that can be Gary's best man in the Blitz, because Ron obviously can't go back in time, it has to be Ron freaking Deadman. Jesus Christ, am I so annoyed at that? Oh, God, right. How do we start the rest of it? Whew. Okay. So Yvonne, so she's had the miscarriage. Okay, fair enough. I wouldn't say that it's like that she's got over it quickly. Clearly she's not over it. But I think she's grieving and putting on a front to find a way of coping. Now, obviously, I spoke quite at length following the last episode that I know people who've had to go through miscarriages. Some of those women that I know have, again, I don't want to say they've got over it quickly. Some have coped better with it than others have. And, there's no way of saying that a woman should get over it quickly or that she should take her time to get over it, because it is going to be so insanely personal for each individual person. And like, of course, if it's your first miscarriage, that's one thing. If you've had 3 or 4, then your experience with that 3rd or 4th is going to be completely different to how it was the first time. Equally, I think your response to how you would be, if you suddenly get the news that you're pregnant, again, you hear about it the first time, you go, oh my God, I'm pregnant. You are buzzing. You and your partner, you're so excited. You're thinking about all the possibilities, what the future's going to hold, whether the baby boy or girl, what they're going to do, what names you might come up with, all this kind of stuff. Take the time to tell your loved ones, I'm having a baby, kind of thing. And you lose the baby. And it's devastating, particularly if you told people. At the very least, if it happens so early before you've even told anyone, that's another matter entirely. But, if you then got to, say, again, your 3rd or your 4th pregnancy, how you would then react at that stage at the news that you're going to be having a baby is going to be so totally different. Because, if that, like I said, is your 3rd or 4th miscarriage that you've had to that point, you're just going to be filled with dread. You're not going to be able to get excited about it. Realistically, until the baby's born, at any stage within that, you're suddenly going to have so many doubts and worries and thinking, well, it's happened before. What if it happens again? So I think it was nice to show, Yvonne trying to be positive and try to be self-affirming and to do stuff that may or may not work, but at the very least it helps from a mental point of view. So I really commend the character for that. But Gary, this issue where saying like the time travel has lost its appeal, I get that, because I released recently my video today, actually, I think it was in fact, to Crime Traveller, the 2nd episode. So that was a sort of police detective thing where you can use time travel to solve crimes and whatnot. And the one comment that was kind of I took interest with was that it feels at times that show, and I think they used this show as an example as well, is that they don't necessarily use the concept and the idea of the time travel aspect of it to enough levels to really kind of make it use its full potential. Now, obviously, I don't know what the future of this show entails, but admittedly, like if we were talking the time travel in this, it is pretty much Gary spending time with Phoebe and Reg and whatnot. Occasionally, we've had a storyline, for example, like over the Christmas episode with the whole Pearl Harbor thing. We had the episode with Ron's granddad in Liverpool and the sort of changing of the future aspect of that. beyond that, we've not really done anything in a way that most people probably would predict that you're going to do with a show involving time travel. Like putting on bets to give you an edge in the future, with your knowledge of the future, when you go into the past to kind of help you and stuff. Things like, again, like what happens? Can you change the future? Can you change events? And what happens if you do meddle with time? Gary having his shop, that's one thing, but that's just literally, cheating away, going, I can have an income because I'm finding stuff back then and selling it on. But like, if you remember when he did the, he was getting the records, the vinyls of like Frank Sinatra or whoever it was. That was a big deal. That was a big money maker. Like most of the stuff he seems to be selling is tat, which on one hand you go, but that's maybe a bit more viable for the average Joe. But I think he can make a decent record if you're getting like proper original like 1940s vinyls. There will be collectors that pay big money for stuff like that. So I do agree that there is a certain element that not enough of this show sometimes deals with the time travel stuff. It always tends to be as well, Phoebe's got an event in what in the 40s, and Yvonne's got an event in the 90s. Which one is Gary going to choose? Which when you've done it a number of times, it does feel a bit repetitive at times. But yeah, overall, a decent episode. A decent episode. Next time out, obviously next week, like I said at the start, we are going to do 2 episodes. So we'll have Come Fly With Me and then Heartaches. So episode 8 is Come Fly With Me. Episode 9 will be Heartaches. And then after that, we've got 2 more episodes, which of course we'll do in November, which will finish Series 4, which will then leave in the new year. We just have to do Series 5 and 6, and then that's the show completed. So I'm looking forward to seeing where the end of the series goes. I believe we're probably going to see Phoebe give birth by the end of this series, by the end of Series 4. Whether we do the wedding as well, I don't know. Maybe they'll push that into a later series, or maybe it'll be like a thing that they go to do the wedding and then she ends up giving birth, like she goes into labour at the wedding, something like that maybe. Hey, we'll have to see. So thank you once again for watching. As always, please subscribe, turn on notifications, drop the comments below, and of course join the Patreon if you want to get early access, exclusive content, or guaranteed reactions. Well, that will do it for this week. So until next time, my name is Kevin. I'm a geek. You've been watching Kevin the Geek. Goodbye.